Hi, everybody. It's Linda G, and I'm here today with our favorite Monday, Mel. We didn't do last Monday because Mel was having a holiday. What state were you at?
Ohio.
Okay.
We went to Ohio. Yeah.
They went to Ohio, and I put a little Christmas, but it's too cold.
I like your little Christmassy thing. And
Yeah,
I've got
but
an aloha
I'd
shirt.
like to just keep it on. I'm not going to turn that heater up because Jeffrey is sleeping, and it's hard when you're sleeping and the heater's on.
What is your temperature out there?
Oh, right now, let me tell you what it is. I was going to say I keep my heater at 68. But right now, the sun is shining right now, which is great. Right now, it is ta-da, 53.
Oh, wow, that's not bad.
It's been 37 in the mornings.
It's like, I think 30 something here, but it's still unseasonably warm for Chicago for this time of year. But
Yeah.
my voice is a little hoarse because I was off all week too. I went to the doctor. It wasn't COVID. It wasn't strep. It wasn't flu.
It wasn't RSV?
They either said it's that or like some kind of cold. But I found out after you've had throat cancer, when you get the sinus drainage in your throat and you cough a lot, your throat gets really sore, especially
Yes, of course. Yes.
cancer was, so I'm going to the doctor tomorrow and I'm going to ask her, she'll give me something for the cough. I'm not contagious. And my throat's a little raspy because I've been coughing.
Yeah, you can tell like you got a cold.
You're right, exactly. But anyway.
We used to all get colds every year. I got a nasty cold every single year. I got the flu shot every year and I still got a cold. Hey, I finally had the flu shot in this arm and I had no side effects.
I didn't either, I mean, I never do. Maybe I had the COVID shot and the flu shot on the same day. I think maybe the next day for around half hour, I got chills. I took a Tylenol, I covered up, I was fine.
Yeah.
But, I've got on a short sleeve aloha shirt. I wore a long sleeve shirt. And right before the show, I ran in the bathroom up in my office and I changed real quick.
That's a cute shirt, by the way.
Here's my bullshit bell.
Oh, there you go.
And there's the outside office.
There's the outside. Do people have their own office with the desk and everything?
Oh, yeah.
That's nice.
The outside area is real big. It's here, let's do this. I'll show you. Let me see if you can see it. I'll give everybody a tour. How's that?
Yes, we want a tour. Are you serving a lunch?
So here's the outside office. You can see the area where we do like classes and things like that. Can you see it?
Wow, very fancy schmancy.
Here's the entry area. There you go.
How often is your staff in there? Every day or every other day?
No, when I'm here, there's a staff member here. So Joan is here today and she works 2 or 3 days a week. And then Lenny, the office manager, works a couple days a week. But when I'm not here, we're closed.
Yeah, but you got a nice staff too.
I do. They're wonderful.
It's hard to get sometimes.
It's like when I first met you and when I first went on your show, you said, be ready because you're going to be busy. And I thought to myself, I got the staff for it. So.
Right. But you were already kind of famous in your own right. You already had a good following.
Not on YouTube. I mean, here in Chicago, and years ago, I did a lot of television and, I just kind of stopped doing it for a while. And then after you encouraged me to do YouTube, I enjoy doing YouTube, and I love Mondays doing it with you and, all the other people in the community that have done their shows.
Oh, the people are so nice.
They're wonderful. And when I had cancer, thank you. Thanks to Kevin Lewis, Kevin Chandler, everybody in the community was wonderful. And the people who donated, it was like, I couldn't believe it. So
I know.
It was wonderful. Anyway, so my dear.
Well, listen, my first question is George Santos. Now, listen, I did my 2024 predictions and I actually saw someone offering his story, but the truth of the story. And he will sell his story for like a made-for-TV movie.
Well, I agree. And I had also said my guide showed me that he was going to come out and kind of sing on a lot of the things he knew about going on in
Yes,
the house. But the problem with that is his credibility,
yes.
because people are
But
going
they're
to,
going to do some sort of show about the lies and everything. It's really weird. I saw that, and he'll take the money because he needs the money.
oh yeah, but then he's going to, his credibility. And I think other people will come forward and say, wait a minute, he's telling the truth. But I mean, he's going to be prosecuted. And
Big time come September. He will be prosecuted. But let me ask you something else. All this stuff, he's going down Monday and filing a report on all these Republicans. Why do I not see it going anywhere?
oh, I didn't know that. What kind of report?
He's filing on someone who's on the Ways and Means, who never had stocks or was interested, suddenly is interested in stocks and making all kinds of money.
Okay, so there we go. When I just said my guides told me he's going to come out with some stuff, but it's about his credibility. So, but if they're on the Ways and Means Committee, I don't know the law. I don't
I
think they
don't
can.
either.
I don't know if they can hold them responsible for insider trading. But what I do see is legislation coming that if they're on the Ways and Means Committee, they're in the House or the Senate, they cannot do that anymore. That's going to
Yeah,
change.
and also they're going to make them that they can't own stock. I hate to say it, but
Or if they know about it, they can't buy into it after the fact.
right.
Well, here's my little picture of George Santos. That's him behind bars.
Yeah, he's going
An
to be.
artist, I'm not.
I'll tell you, when they voted him out, of course, I watched it with bated breath. And you know what it did? It took that smirk off his face.
Yeah, but then now he's playing the victim. He's doing the Trump thing. It's a witch hunt, whatever. But here's the part I don't get. There were a lot of people, and we'd have talked about this before, I think on the show that we did with Cool Crone, that the MAGAs, that we're not going to vote him out. But when those people came forward and said, wait a minute, he took our credit cards and used that for stuff he wasn't supposed to, when that email came out.
Yeah, let everybody know. I just want you to know he stole, and he stole from my mother too.
Yeah, well, that's not cool.
And that's when the firestorm happened, because they weren't going to vote him out. And let me tell you, Trump is mad they voted him out.
Of course. But yeah, because he would have been a Trump crony. But what does that tell you? Where is the integrity?
There is none.
Had that been an independent or a Democrat or somebody else who had done that, look at what they're doing to Hunter Biden. For what? They would have ridden him out of town on a rail. They criticized Michelle Obama for showing shoulder, but yet Melania, they get by with doing soft porn. The bottom line is, where does the hypocrisy stop?
It doesn't.
These people knew what he had done and they didn't care because they wanted his vote. What does that tell you?
Right. And that Mike Johnson, the one that's the speaker, we're the Republicans are what did he call them? We're for following the rules.
Yeah.
No criminals. And I thought, oh my God.
And then he tells them, vote on your conscience. Excuse me? You've got a guy here who you just had this report that is engaged in bank fraud and everything else, and you're telling people to vote on their conscience?
Sends his mother up the river. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. I heard Pete Buttigieg put Mike Johnson in his place. Mike Johnson was giving a speech somewhere in Florida and taking credit for like all of these improvements and everything like that. And Buttigieg came forward and said, but wait a minute, he's the one that voted against all of it. You call him Bootylicious. He really put Johnson in this place.
Oh, and that Marsha Blackburn and all of them, they've all, even President Biden has. Excuse me, Laura Boebert. I'm the one that you voted against it. I love it. Okay, give us a question.
We're going to be called to task on that. But back to Santos.
Yes.
I see him arrested. He's trying to think everything he can do right now, and to keep out of jail. But I see him in jail now. Trump's going to say, "Oh, if I'm elected, I'll pardon him."
He won't be able to, because he's not getting elected.
Right. But I see a past partner of Santos coming out and spilling some beans too.
Ooh.
that just hit
Ooh.
me.
Well, somebody talked about something.
No, but there's more.
He even stole the scarf he was wearing. He stole it from someplace.
What does that tell you?
That's so sad.
And I think, the fact that 113 or whatever it was voted to keep him in, that's going to be a scandal in and of itself.
Right.
You'll see. I'm like, yay.
So, okay, where else you want to go?
All righty, let me just take a look here. Give me 3 seconds. I got to check my questions. All right. Oh, user says, will Russia retain the 20% of the Ukrainian territory they have occupied for the past 6 months? I see Russia out of Ukraine completely, is what I see.
Definitely.
So,
Let me just double check. People, they don't like it. They don't like the fact they have even a smidget of a strip.
I see them getting Crimea back at some point.
I see Crimea coming back too. Now, this is weird. Would they be paying them money for that little strip? Russia, of course, they don't plan on paying anybody, but I see money exchanging hands. Maybe they'll have to pay them for damages done.
I see when a new person in Russia comes in, they're going to at least make some kind of reparation, whether that's helping them to rebuild or something like that. So,
because this poor place is looking like strips of Gaza. It's really bad.
I just asked what was going to happen to Putin, and I pulled the King of Cups. So it looks like there's going to be a new leader coming there. I think within the next year and a half. That's what I think. I
always saw him going down. When I did the 2024, I saw the end of Putin.
Right. So I see Ukraine having all of Ukraine back at some point.
That's what I see too in Crimea, but I don't know how many years away. But I see them building back up.
So do I. Which brings me to the point of Israel and Gaza. They had that ceasefire, then it stopped.
Yeah.
But a lot of the world is kind of right now feeling bad for the people living in Gaza because they're starving. There's no electricity. There's no this. So it's really backfiring. I mean, there's no reason why Netanyahu should have stopped that ceasefire right now.
I know. And the other thing is they're saying, we told them they got to move. Told them where? They'd have no internet. They have no communications.
I talked to somebody from Gaza, okay, who's living in Egypt. And Egypt is not allowing the people in the Gaza Strip into Egypt. And so the people that go there, they have to live undercover because if the Egyptian police find them, they will arrest them and send them back to Gaza. So a lot of these countries in the Middle East, like Iran and stuff like that, I think, kind of got in bed with Putin and planned this whole Hamas thing, but yet they don't want to take any refugees.
Right.
So it's like, hello, Iran, you planned this, but you don't want any refugees coming in. Well, you
mean Iran is actually holding them back?
I know Egypt is, and I asked him about Iran, and he's like, no, we can't go there. They want us to go back to Gaza.
Is he living undercover?
Yes.
Jesus.
And I found out about him through a friend of a friend. And we spoke at length, actually. And you wouldn't believe how horrible it is there. And he wanted to, I didn't charge him for the reading, but he wanted to know about his family, if they were okay, because he can't get any word from Gaza with his family. But he's hearing reports that there's no electricity, no water, no food. And
Jesus.
So, I'm pro-Israel, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But Netanyahu is using this, and you can't wipe out all these innocent people. And he's going to be called to task for that. You mark my words.
And Hamas is using them too,
Oh, of course. I'm not saying what Hamas did was right, but here's the deal. Israel intelligence had a report that Hamas was planning something and they did nothing.
A year ago. They didn't think they could do it.
I
They
don't think
thought it's too big. No, they won't never be. Yeah, they did.
I don't think Netanyahu wanted them to, because if that happened, then that would give him recourse to go back and wag the dog.
He's going down, Hamas is. I mean, Hamas. Netanyahu. Hamas, I see just sort of filtering out.
That's what I see. But I see two separate states here, Israel and Palestine, and I see them living together in a peaceful coexistence. And when that happens, it's going to stop a lot of the BS in the Middle East. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay. Okay. So,
I'm pro-Israel, but I see Netanyahu gone, and I see them getting another leader, something like Golda Meir, who's not going to put up with any crap, but will be very good at detente. That's what my guides tell me.
all right, good. What kind of hits have you gotten on Nikki Haley? She got the coach, whatever brother to donate to her political. They're not going to do it with Trump.
A lot of people are turning against Trump. He's going to have, what's going to happen with Trump is he's going to have to start using a lot of his own money or try to fundraise. And they're going to be watching that like white on rice, what he's going to be doing with that money.
Well, he already pulled out of his fund 40,000 or 40 million or something to him personally. And they said he broke his probation.
He did. And, he's like giving the middle finger. Look what I did. And what are you going to do? But we both know that he's not going to break his personal stuff. He's too busy stealing it from other people.
Right.
He's in Santos, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, he's calling her an airhead now.
Well, of course, any of his opponents that threaten him, he's going to try to assassinate their character, and it's going to look bad for him. She's coming way up in the polls. Not that that means anything, but I don't like her politics. I don't
think she'll win. I don't care if she takes Trump's place. I don't see her winning, but let's take a look at her.
Well, she could give Biden a run for his money. And so, but let's take a look at it. It's a good question, actually. Let's take a look.
Oh, DeSatan is I watched that debate he did with Governor Newsom. What a putz.
Newsom held himself so well in that. I was like, wow.
But you could tell Newsom was getting tired because this guy is like Trump. He just says cray things. And he was tired already. I could tell Newsom was tired from the guy just flat out lying. And then that guy, Sean Hannity, was totally for. And now everybody knows that President Biden is lost his mind. Everybody knows it. I'm like, what?
All right. Okay. Well,
how could he accomplish everything he's accomplished if he's lost his mind?
And everybody knows that Trump,
who thinks he's running against Obama,
is a crook, right? Well, with Nikki Haley, I pulled the judgment card. So that might look like it's a rejuvenation, a revival of her campaign.
Yeah.
But, all that's going to be reevaluated.
I see a lot of money coming into her.
Right.
Will Nikki Haley, no, actually, let me use the pen one.
A lot of emotional upheaval around her.
Will Nikki Haley win as candidate of the Republican Party? No.
Unless she runs as an independent, but
is Donald Trump going to win as it says yes? Damn.
But if he does, I don't see him in the race. Isn't that crazy?
I know. Well, he's going to have so much stuff happening. I almost see people throwing things at him.
But a lot of Republicans are going to back Haley. I'm telling you.
Nikki Haley? Well, Liz, what's her face? Cheney? She's saying she's hearing from a lot of Republicans, even though on the outside they act like pro-Trump, they're not going to vote for him.
That's my point. And so Nikki Haley, I'm telling you, she could give Biden a run for his money. But, that...
She's not going to go as an independent.
But that, no, she won't. But that judgment card comes up. And so, you know, even if she wins a nomination, she won't win against Biden.
No. Mm-mm.
So,
Yeah,
but,
also because Trump will be mad at her and tell everybody not to vote.
well, I don't think she cares about that much.
Well, yeah, if nobody votes, they're not going to vote for her.
That's the point. But, and I think he's going to tell people, like, if he doesn't, you know, whatever, not to vote. A lot of people probably won't vote in the Republican thing.
Yeah, because it's just too sad.
Right.
I
Oh.
just read a woman from Nebraska who said that people are now saying they regret even voting for him in 2016
Oh, yeah.
in Nebraska.
There we go.
That's what I'm talking.
Dakota Kelt says, "Good day, Auntie Mel and Lady Linda." Ooh, new title.
Oh, I'm a lady. Thank you for calling me a lady.
Well, you are.
Thank you.
Very much so. Okay, question. This is good, actually. Will we see a president who is deaf or has a profound hearing loss in the future? I take it Dakota must have some hearing issues like me. I don't think we'll have a deaf president.
I don't see that.
But I do see a president coming like Wes Moore, here we go again, that would really, really focus on, you know, putting more money into helping people with disabilities.
Yeah.
And that's what I see coming.
Okay. More schools and stuff like that.
And getting, you know, insurances to pay for hearing aids and things like that, which they don't pay for. Okay, Nancy Vasquez is asking us, survival Social Security benefits stop if you are working full-time and younger than 65. Will this law ever
What do you mean, survival Social Security?
Survival Social Security benefits stop if you are working full-time and younger than 65.
What is survival Social Security?
If you have a spouse who's dead.
Okay.
All right. Will this law ever change and allow for people to receive full benefits while working full-time? I lost my husband at 28 and currently have my benefits suspended because I work full-time. I think that's crap. Not what she said, but it's crap that the government would do that.
Well, can she get a Social Security when she retires?
Well, she's working full-time, so they stopped his benefits for her.
I know, but
after she's over 65.
Yeah, but of course, we don't know the counts and amounts.
But I see that changing. You know, if you've been married, I think what they're going to say, if you've been married for X amount of time, 10 or 15 years, and if your spouse dies, and if they made more than you do, you get some of those benefits and you can still work full time. But what they'll do is they'll say, but it's based on income. And they'll basically.
That's what I was going to say. It's based on income. Because what if you're making fat and Social Security is nothing actually at the end of the day?
Well, yeah, right. I mean, if you're making $1 million a year, then hello.
I mean, if she was making good with Social Security, she probably would just stop working. But obviously she's not making that good with Social Security. Like my sister's husband died at 56 and she worked, but she didn't file for his benefits. And then when she got retirement age, she filed for his benefits because he made more money than her.
He made more than she did. Exactly. Equus 3333 wants to know about Chicago winter.
I see snow.
Oh, good. Because I like snow.
I don't see Armageddon. I see snow though.
Well, last year we didn't have a very strong winter, but I feel a couple good snowstorms coming. Yay. More than plus a big snowstorm is any more than like 8 or 9 inches.
Last year it wasn't too bad, right?
No, we only had like 2 or 3 small snows. I see big snows coming. You wouldn't know by today because it's unseasonably warm for here. But I see. And I just talked to a new snowplow company this morning because I'm the president of our townhouse association. And they were like, I'm like, well, I think we're going to get a lot of snow. And they after a certain amount, they charge you by inches of snow. Yeah. And so I'm like,
that can get expensive, huh?
Oh, yeah. That's what I said. We should just use the old company because we know where they're coming from, even though they raise it by $400 a month. So I tried with the board. They didn't want to listen. So I'm like, okay. Then when they all complain, I'm like, I don't want to hear it.
So you had to go with the other company?
because the board voted on it and I
Yeah.
can't override their vote.
No, that's okay. Then when they complain, say, I told you so.
Then when everybody gets their assessments raised because they got to cover snowplow, I go, well, talk to the board. I don't want to hear it.
Exactly. I see Chicago getting hit pretty good.
So do I. Yay. I'm taking perverse pleasure in that because I want to say to the board, neener, neener, neener.
Neener, neener, neener.
Isn't that terrible?
That's funny.
We need a good winter in Chicago. We haven't had one for a while.
Yeah. Chicago was known for good winters.
Oh, when
Back in the day, I remember.
when I first moved here in the 80s,
Yeah.
snow, we wouldn't see the ground again until spring. I thought I had moved to Siberia. I mean, it was cold, bitter cold. We haven't had that. So,
Ohio used to have a lot of snow too.
absolutely. All right.
Okay,
So
where else are we going?
Ginger Betty wanted to know about Nikki Haley, but we've
We've done that.
but I'll tell you with the Coke money, but I see a lot of other wealthy people donating to her as well.
Yeah, she had money flying in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay. Jitterbug 22. Here's our jitterbug. Okay. Hello, Auntie Mel and Miss Beautiful Linda. All these compliments today, girl. Whatever you got, rub some of it on me, would you? Okay. Will the Republican voters ever wake up and stop electing officials to run the government who hates the very institution that they're elected to protect? They refuse.
Yeah, after Biden wins again, a lot of things are going to change. You'll
That's
get
right.
more younger people in there. You'll get people who aren't bought by people. Yeah.
She says they refuse to fund Social Security, SEC, DOJ, and military. Well, they don't want to fund the DOJ because the whole thing with Trump. And military wanting all these dead. And that's not going to happen. I
Yeah.
still see those programs being funded. And when they call Social Security entitlement or Medicare, I'm like, wrong people. We paid into that. That's our money. That's not entitlement.
Exactly.
And so, and then I heard Trump saying, well, I'm gonna get rid of Obamacare. Excuse me? He said that when he was elected. Well, he wasn't really
And
elected.
he's going to get us the best healthcare system ever.
And he kept saying it's coming next week. It's coming next week.
And
Well,
people kept saying, where's your healthcare? Where is it?
and that's what they're saying now. He better change his campaign stuff because it's really like an echo of what he said in 2016.
But meaner.
Exactly.
Really angry.
And if I'm elected, I'm going to go after those who did this to me. That's a dictatorship.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people are going to wake up and smell the roses. And
Exactly.
say, I watched the thing on the Holocaust last night. And there was a guy.
What was it? On History Channel or?
I watched it on YouTube, actually. And it was a guy who went back to Poland because he had been sent there. He was in Auschwitz.
Yeah.
And the little town he was from, he said, during the war, when the Germans came in, 90% of that town were Nazis. After the war, you couldn't find a Nazi. They all said they didn't have anything to do with
That's
it.
what's going to happen with.
Bingo. And I thought to myself, that's exactly what's going on here. But you know what? The public is not going to forget. They're going to say, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Donald Trump, you back this MAGA stuff.
They're not going to forget. And let me tell you something, because I told you, even though he's getting off smelling right now like he don't stink, he's going to be, nobody will want to have anything to do with his name.
Exactly.
And I just see him being a blowhead, just going cray cray.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. He is gonna go cray cray. But I think what's going to happen with a lot of these politicians, like the 113 who supported Santos, and you said they're nothing, and you're right, they're not. Or Mike Johnson, or the other speaker that just got voted out, whatever. Oh, McCarthy. They're political dog meat after this.
Let me tell you, Meadows, I picked up on Meadows. He's definitely going down.
Oh, a lot of them are.
He's going to have to hide and slither away because nobody on either side wants him.
And that's what's going to happen a lot going on here. You know, Liz Cheney is a powerful force behind bringing back.
He's doing a show with Rachel Maddow tonight.
And bringing back the old order Republicans. Not that I'm of that persuasion either.
And I still can't stand her father.
Oh, her father's, don't even take me there. But I never thought I'd say this, but George W. Bush looked pretty good compared to Trump. Did you hear what W said? He said, "Do you all want me back yet?" When Trump got elected.
Oh, that's funny.
I thought he'd go down as the worst president in American history, but not anymore.
Right.
Okay. Larry Divari. Hi, Mel and Linda. Will Medicare and insurance companies cover weight loss drugs in 2024? I don't think they will in 2024.
Not 24, maybe 25.
Well,
because as the proof goes on and people are really losing weight, and I'm talking about morbidly sick, not for fashion type stuff, but more for you got to be so many pounds, and just like the certain things they did, like the bypass and stuff, but you had to be a certain weight, you had to have these issues. That's what I see. Well, like I'm going to have my gallbladder looked at Thursday, but I'm having issues, and I'm sure it's that drug I'm on, but I'll take it.
I think so. I think, well, morbid obesity is really an epidemic in this country. And it's not because people can't control what they eat. I don't believe that at all. But a lot of the fast food companies, they fuel that, and
there's a lot of people, that's all they eat every night is.
Correct. That's all they can
Junior
afford.
Or something. Yeah.
They can afford maybe, but the bottom line is at some point, I think, I agree, I'm intuiting that if you're over X amount of weight and you've tried this, and that, it didn't work, then insurance companies will pay for the weight loss drugs.
Right.
And also for people whose blood sugar is really high because of obesity.
That's why I had to go on that, because my blood sugar was going through the roof.
Well,
they didn't understand, because they had me on, and this causes upper GI problems, metformin.
Right.
And metformin will work so long, and then suddenly it stops working.
But you weren't morbidly obese though.
No, but I had extra weight. Fortunately, that sort of slinkered off.
I can tell you,
I was taking the medication because I was worried about my blood sugar.
I can tell you
the weight loss was like, all of a sudden I noticed my pants are too big, my jammy bottoms are too big, my pants get falling off.
I had to roll my waistline down this morning. I'm gaining weight back from the surgery, but
right.
Tell you've lost weight. You look great, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
You always look great, but
thank you. But I'll take it. And my fasting blood sugar yesterday was 98.
That's perfect.
I mean, I don't remember having a fasting in the 90s since before Jeffrey.
I remember talking to you when your fasting blood sugar was sky high.
It was sky high. I was going 300 to 500.
Yeah, that's diabetic coma material right there.
Of course, it doesn't help to polish off a double chocolate fudge cake before you take that. So
with some chocolate donut with some peanut butter on it.
The other good news is this particular medication, really, you're not desiring the fatty stuff.
That's a good thing. Maybe I should go on and lose a few pounds. Okay, Amy Warning says that beeping you hear is I have a little heater in my office, and
I didn't even hear it.
Okay. Hello, Mel and beautiful Linda. Yay. Well, she's right about beautiful Linda.
Oh, thank you.
Do you see Biden leaving office before his second term ends? If yes, when? And will Kamala be president? People say they don't see him finishing his second term, but his health is not bad.
It's not bad right now at all.
And
like Governor Newsom said, when they were saying he's this and he's that, and he said, I'd take 10 of him over you any day.
DeSane didn't know what. DeSane kept trying to talk over Newsom.
Oh my God! And he did that fake smile that looks so awful.
you know, I pulled the 7 of Wands, which means victory. And so I ask about health challenges and I just don't see it.
Yeah.
So I just think that's something cooked up by the Republicans. They
I
tried.
kind of saw maybe towards the end her taking up more duties. But look at, I just threw, and this is his card. Every time I get this, this is Biden's card. And
What
look
is-
at this, he's got the sun and the star.
Right.
You
And
know, I've said this till I'm blue in the face, and God is looking out for him.
Right.
But
And
I've said since the beginning, I've said, he doesn't have to do this. He's 80 years old. Let me tell you, I'm already happy to stop reading at 70. He doesn't have to do this. He's, but he wants to finish the job he started. And they'll give him a gift. Listen, he's going to get a whole bunch of Democrats in there. And he'll be able to start making things move.
And I pulled the 7 of Wands, which means what?
Success.
It means 6 of Wands. It's victory. It's success. It's
riding the horse of success in the parade.
right.
He'll
Leadership.
make it through.
So you know what? It happened probably during the last election. Not probably. It did happen that, when Biden was running, oh, he's senile, he's this, he's that.
They said that.
They're doing the same BS all over again.
But
And
but the lady that sometimes gets on my nerve, Joe and Mika in the morning, she, I know Biden's pissed off at her because she was the one when he went in there for an interview when he was running. She was really hitting on that Russian plant that acted like first he touched her, then he assaulted her, and it was terrible. And I knew the woman was lying. I knew she was lying. I knew she was a plant, but he gave her a real confused look, like a deer in the headlights. Like, what? I don't even remember her. He would have remembered if he assaulted somebody. So she was real. So what do you have to say? He's never been on the show with her. He'll be on with Joe, but not her. But surprisingly, she did say, look, all you people that keep saying he's too old, with the things going on in this world, I'd rather have somebody like him in there with experience.
Right. I mean, and he forgot more than most of them ever knew. But it's the same rhetoric that they used in 2016. Oh, he's old, he's this, he's that. Well, Trump's not that much younger, not that, what,
3 years, 3 years younger.
So, no, but they'll take some power-hungry dictator who tried to overturn the United States government.
Who says he's running against Obama.
Exactly.
And we better be careful because we're gonna start World War II.
Or 3, I mean.
No, he said 2.
Oh, he said 2?
We're gonna start World War II. What an idiot. But he's the one that is okay.
Right.
Biden is the one that's,
Well, that's what he did to Obama. It's the hallmark of the sociopath. Anybody that doesn't agree with the sociopath or anybody that calls them on their stuff, they always twist it, turn it, divert it, deceive, all of that, and blame everybody else. And that's the same story he's been using. I mean, Trump tells on himself, and he's going to continue to tell on himself.
right.
I just wish these judges, and at some point they will nail him to the wall, because he is in flagrant contempt of court, and he's going to be called. He's going to be called. So, all right. Somebody asked about the book Endgame. Is it truthful, and has it hurt Harry reconcile with royals? I don't know. I can't really make it. I can't really.
What's Endgame?
It's a book, I guess. I have not really read it, so I really can't.
Who's
comment.
it by?
I don't know. It's a book Endgame. I guess it says, is the book Endgame truthful, and is it hurt Harry's reconciliation with the royals? I don't know. I just don't know.
And they're talking about all this stuff going on with the king banning Harry and all. I don't even look at it anymore.
I don't either.
It's much ado about nothing.
Right. Okay. Lynn says, where do you see waters rise in the U.S. over the next few decades? Well, the ocean's not going to overflow California in our lifetime, or Florida. I do see a lot of floods coming.
I see a lot of floods in Florida.
So do I. And, a lot of floods hitting California as well. So it's an
And I see a lot of islands really getting hit, like Puerto Rico and all kinds of places getting hit with higher waters.
So do I. Okay, here's another one. Patty G says, yeah, Mel and Linda, thank you for all you do for us. Well, thank you for being supportive.
Thank you.
Will Santos bring down the Republicans who voted against him? He'll try.
He'll try.
But
he'll grab his mink stole and get out of there. He's going to jail. I'm telling you, he's going to be so upset. And he's going to beg for money for people to help him. And I hear crickets.
He'll take his pearls and his mink stole. I see him extradited to Brazil at some point for something.
Oh yeah, there's some case that's pending. He's going to get hit so hard he'll really get old fast. And then I see him selling rights, so something to do with the rights to his story.
Well, yeah, but
he's going to have fat fines, so he's going to have to, whatever he makes, they're going to take right from him.
Exactly. So they'll put a lien on all of that because the court's going to rule all that money he stole. He's going to have to make restitution on that.
Yeah.
So that's what I see. Okay. Emmy J says, hi, Mel and Linda. There is talk of a $200 per month increase in Social Security benefits. Will this ever happen?
They just did a 3-point-something% cost of living that goes through on January 1st.
I think that Medicare should be free, and there shouldn't even have to be a copay on it. And at some point, I see that changing where Medicare Part A is free, Part B or something.
I don't know.
The prescription drug coverage. So I see all that at some point is like, nope, here's Medicare, healthcare providers, here's what we're paying, this is what you accept, and you can't charge the person anymore.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Once again, a little bit based on income.
Correct.
Because if you're making millions,
all right. Let's see. Okay. I do see more money increasing coming for Social Security, yes. Okay. Hello to the lovely Linda and marvelous Mel. I love the is that called onomatopoeia? I don't know.
Yeah.
What will the backlash, if any, for the Dems in 2028 if Biden steps down during his second term? I don't see him stepping down.
I don't see him stepping down right now. I thought perhaps, okay, let me tell you, sometimes when I get a hit, it's right. Back in the beginning, I saw Biden winning, and then I saw Biden winning a second term. And I say he may, in fact, leave before the ending of the second term due to health reasons and hand it over to Kamala. He might even plan that out so Kamala can be president, and then it's easier for her to transition as president again. You see what I'm saying?
I got it. I don't know.
So we'll see what happens.
Right. I mean, I'm not seeing him dying anytime soon.
Yeah.
Trump better watch his health.
Yeah, he's not good. 2020.
Yep. Right.
He's 5 and 26 aren't good.
Even though, oh, my health is perfect. That doctor came out. Well, please, I don't believe that.
He gets these fake doctors.
Exactly. All right.
That guy was actually a vet. Did you hear?
No, I didn't. I didn't know that. He was a vet.
I'm just making that up. Pass the word, you guys. Pass the word. It was actually a vet.
Your dog is fine, and so are you.
Oh, listen, Lulu has an appointment today.
What's wrong with her?
She has blood in her stool.
Oh, okay.
But they're saying vets are offering that flu shot. Should I get that for her?
Oh, I would. Absolutely. Okay. That's kind of bad for dogs. In fact, I'm going to get it for Lucky. And we train dogs here on Sunday. We didn't do it this week because that canine thing is going around. And so that's why I'm telling people, don't take your dog to dog parks. Don't,
have baths.
Don't social distance your dogs, all of that stuff. So
yeah. Fortunately, my dogs are like me. They just lay around the house all day.
And so does Lucky. I love it. I bring her to work with me. She okay. Okay. Hello, Mel and Linda. My question has to do with people moving on from Trump and the USA becoming a better country with morals and decency. Well, you can't legislate morality.
No, but we're going to get a little stronger and better. The guys have been very, very strong about that. That's part of the reason I'm doing this work. You're doing this work. We keep reading the same questions over and over, but people need assurance, because I still get people freaking out. Oh my God, the news said, you know what? Relax. It's going to be okay.
Exactly. You know, I see it coming back to where there's integrity in politics. I don't know if there was ever integrity in it, but more integrity coming in politics as a result of this. And at the end of the day, you know, before Trump was elected, and you know, voters were apathetic. And you know, everything was then, well, even before that, but I see an end to voter apathy. People, you've got to get out and vote. You know,
Yeah, the young kids. Yeah.
And the young kids will.
Young kids are going to get out there and make it happen.
And that's going to be the salvation for this country.
Yeah. There's a lot of kids that want to see the whole thing blown up.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
there's more good than bad. I'm telling you right now.
I agree. A lot more good than bad. So, I mean, I'd like to see a week on television without Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, if they would just do that for a week or two, guess what?
Yeah, well, they keep giving him time because he sells ratings.
Absolutely.
Even MSNBC does.
Right. They
keep giving, they talk about what he says, they talk about the polls. We don't want to hear that.
Right.
But if you were to say how wonderful Biden is all the time, then people would stop watching.
Well, that's true. Okay. Let's see. All right, give me 1 second. Hello, Mel and Linda. Question: one of the CR's continuing resolutions will end on February 2nd. Do you see a government shutdown for the specific continuing resolution? If so, how long do you see the shutdown lasting? A few days, a week, or two, or whatever? No, February 2nd is a Friday. So technically there will be a shutdown Saturday and Sunday. And it would not.
I see a very short shutdown, but I wasn't sure if it was what we just passed and they came up with something, but I do see a very short shutdown.
I don't think they're going to do it during election year, because if they do, they know that they're going to get crucified. In a way, I hope not, because if they do it over a weekend, I don't care whatever. But you know, they need to do their job and stop holding the country hostage.
Oh, but listen, let's throw on that real quick. They've decided they're definitely going to put up they're going to vote to impeach Biden. Let's see if that goes through.
Why would Johnson even ever bring that?
He just thinks because the Republicans are the law of the land. They believe in the law of the land.
That is such, hold on. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Oh, this gets the BS bill. This is my BS bill. The Republicans, the law of the land, they don't honor the law. They're the first.
Yeah. Jim Jordan didn't show up for a subpoena.
Of course. It's like putting up the middle finger. I don't have to. Oh, okay. Well, then go to jail.
They got so many crooks in there. So they're going to put up an impeachment vote on Biden. I need to ask Andre too. He'll look at the chart.
If they do, it's not going to go anywhere.
That's what I'm feeling, but I want to double check.
And a lot of the Republicans that are more moderate are going to know that it's a crock.
Look, they're doing a fool's. It's foolish. It's foolish. No, it's not going to work. They're blowing smoke in the wind.
Correct. They're making it look bad for him because
they're hoping magically like something would happen. I almost feel Mike Johnson's forced to do this. I feel like Trump wants them to bring it to a vote, and by God, you better bring it to a vote. And I see him doing it, but he also, just like with George Santos, he said, okay, well, we'll bring it to a vote. He was actually surprised how much George Santos lost by.
Of course. But then what happens is, because then he can say during election year, you see, he was impeached. I was impeached too. Blah, blah, blah. But everybody's going to know that it's just being vindictive.
Yeah.
I pulled the 8 of spades, which means a mighty enemy. So I think is what I'm feeling is it's going to, if they do that, it's going to blow up in their face.
They look foolish is what I'm getting.
Exactly.
They're doing a fool's, yeah.
And people are going to be like, wait, you're wasting money on that?
Wait, you're not even coming up with budget deals or monies for
correct
Ukraine, etc., because you're
mean,
busy worried about impeaching Trump.
You have to have.
And let me tell you, old Hunter Biden threw the wrench in that thing when he said, "Sure, I'll come testify if it's public."
He said what?
He said, "Sure." Hunter Biden said, "Sure, I'll come testify to Congress if it's public."
Right, exactly.
And they went, "No." And then they're acting like, oh, you know, he wants all those crazy people to step in, you know, Goldman and all the good Democrats who don't cheat or lie.
Because he doesn't want it public. I mean, because they don't want it public because they know.
They know they have nothing.
That's right. They have nothing. You know, in order to impeach Biden, you have to have high crimes and misdemeanors. He hasn't committed any.
No. But we're the party that believes in justice, that believes in doing the right thing. No, you're not. And he's the biggest person that, oh, let's ask this question real quick. Mike Johnson was the big one writing up things, trying to set it up where Trump wouldn't have to leave.
I know.
So will he get arrested for being part of the chain gang?
I pulled the 8.
And Liz Cheney said he had the biggest mouth. He was the one out there trying to change it all.
Well, we keep saying there was a lot of stuff coming out about him. I pulled 2 cards. It's kind of weird. I pulled the 8 of diamonds, which means ill luck for many years coming from Mike Johnson.
Yeah.
So a lot will come out about him and a lot of his hypocrisy, and find out that he's not as righteous as what he says. And then I forgot to take this out because it's this is a card game. This is a regular card deck, and it says play by the rules, which he's not.
10 of Swords.
Stabbed in the back.
He's going to get stabbed. He's going to have an unexpected outcome.
That's what I see, and it ain't going to be.
Now,
pretty.
you said during a voting season, but they may be stupid enough to go into. Because, you know, if it's up to Trump, he wants you to shut the budget, shut it down.
Of course he does.
So they may be stupid enough to shut it down for a minute, but there'll be such an outrage.
Well, if it is, it's not long.
Yeah.
And then it's going to screw the economy, and you see what's going on, and they can blame Biden. It's like Biden's going to say, no. Okay.
Oh, remember, we were going into a budget crisis where we were going to have, everybody was saying the banks were going to suddenly close, and there was going to be there was some issues with the banks, but nothing like.
Right. Nothing like this. Okay. Lisa Valencia says, or I ask, a global food shortage is coming soon, according to some people spreading this around. Can you tell me what you think of this? Gives me tons of anxiety. I don't see that at all.
And you know what? Don't go with that negative stuff. Now, listen, we do have the flu virus out here with the chickens and the ducks. They just had to kill hundreds of thousands of them. That avian flu or whatever, and they destroy them. It's really sad.
So if that's any prices of poultry,
it'll up the price, especially out here, because we have a lot of Sonoma eggs and chicken and stuff. But you know what? You just come off of that for a while, and then, you know.
And things will normalize.
Your beef and bean churritos.
There you go. I think if you know, we got to get a grip on climate change. That could change climate drastically.
Yeah.
And stuff. But I don't see it. I just don't see it right away. I just don't.
Well, you know what? I just don't trust these people, these poultry people and stuff, because as you know, they just found out that they set the prices for eggs, overpriced it deliberately. There was no shortage.
There was none, just like the whole supply chain shortage. Some of that was BS too, and it was just a way to raise the prices. Ever notice when they raise the prices and the supply chain shortage ends, they don't come back down? Did you ever notice that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, even with the bridges. I remember years ago, we're putting it up to 50 cents, but don't worry, we're going to bring it back down to 35. Now it's $8.
Exactly. Right. Okay, we got time for just two more here. How's that?
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, Helen Hampton says, "Hi, Mel. A few weeks ago, you said that Jimmy Carter has one more thing to do. Was that attending Rosalind's funeral? Jimmy's dedication and love to Rosalind was amazing. I think their dedication and love to each other was amazing.
Yeah.
I think his work's not done yet. I don't think it was attending Rosalind's funeral. There's something else he has to.
Oh my God, he looks so near dead.
I know.
He's got that jaw like my dad did.
It's not long for him right now.
I don't see him with it either. I see him barely able to make things out.
Exactly. So,
It's so sad. I wished I hadn't seen him like that.
I know. I just kind of want to remember him back then, you know.
Yeah.
Mary Pepperson says, "Hello, Auntie Mel and lovely Ms. Linda. Always enjoy seeing you both. Thank you for keeping us calmer as we ride this political roller coaster." Well, the roller coaster is going to get wilder as
We're just here to keep you guys calm.
We're just here to keep you calm. That we went through all of them, Linda.
We did? Yay!
Oh, yay!
Thank you guys. And you know what? You know why you didn't get no questions from me? I made the poster. Hold on. I'll tell you, I'll show you right here. Right here.
Right here.
I made the poster for Mel. Mel Monday. Please post your questions below, and forgot to post it on YouTube.
Oh, well.
So I can't, you can hire somebody else because I'm no good at this.
Next week, we'll do my show. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you put it up on yours and I'll
I'll
share
put it out and then we'll share, but
I'll
I
share
just
it.
totally,
So they have a chance to ask you. How's that?
there you go. Thank you guys for your questions and we love you all. Thank you so much.
And happy holiday season. Hanukkah starts, so happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, Christmas season. I don't know when Ramadan is, but happy holiday season, everybody.
Happy holidays, you guys. Even if you're just sitting around, oh, there's that terrible thing though. Somebody did a little memes. It says, "Are you going to be alone for Christmas?" And you think it's going to read, "Please feel free to join me or do this." And it says, "Can I borrow your chairs?"
Remember that. That's good. I like
That's
that.
mean. But I did laugh.
I think it's funny. Can I borrow your silverware?
Yeah. Linda, are you going to be alone? Yeah. Oh, good. Listen, can I borrow your car? No.
I'm going to call you and say, "Hey, Miss G, can I borrow your frying pan?" I love your top. It's all Santos.
It's very, I forgot I had it. I said, "Oh my God, my once a year top I can wear."
This whole thing, right?
You guys will be seeing me wear it every day in December.
I need to get I don't know if there's a Christmas aloha shirt.
Right.
I'll wear some.
I imagine there is.
I'll have to look and see.
So, all right, you guys, thank you so much.
I got to run. I'm at work, so I have to run. And so next week, my show, and Linda, you and I will talk later. I got to run.
Oh, you can't talk to me just 1 second?
Yes.
Okay, put us on exit record.
Well, you have to do that because I'm on your show.
Oh, well, sorry about that.